Hey, this is Christopher James with All Things Branson, and today we are downtown in historic downtown Branson with Cris Bohinc. Am I saying that right? Yes. And we're talking about the upcoming election that you have going on. And I'm meeting you for the first time. You don't do a lot of online interview stuff, right?
I have not.
No? It's pretty laid back. We're just kind of
wonderful.
casual here. So we're just hanging out here at this office. What is the office exactly? It's the
Downtown Branson Betterment Association.
Mm-hmm. And you were telling me that when you were an alderman before, which is a high-paying job,
Oh, yes.
right?
Yes, $15 a month is what we average.
$15 a month. So you people need to get into politics. That's where
We
the money
do.
is right there, right?
Yes.
But that you got to meet with a lot of people that were thinking about bringing developments to town.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And you meet one-on-one. Is this where you typically would meet them, or?
No, most of the time we would meet at the city, or once in a while someone would have us meet at a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
It was informal as well. They wanted to get a feel for, how different ones felt about economic development, and it was
Right.
always exciting.
Yeah, that would be
Be
fun.
on the cutting edge of hear what's
for your
coming.
$15.
Yes.
But you have to be committed. I don't mean like mentally committed, but you have to be.
No, I'm teasing.
But you have to be. You have to have an agenda where you want to actually help out the city if you're going to do
Absolutely,
this,
yes.
because you got to put up with not only all of the responsibilities of going to the meetings, but online people now with Facebook and stuff. I mean, they give all of our government officials like a hard time about every little thing that goes on in town, right? But you served for 8 years already, so you have the
Okay.
experience,
Yes.
right? And you gave me a whole list of some of the accomplishments that happened during the 8 years that you were serving. Can you give me some highlights of some things that have gone on that you're proud of?
Oh gosh, probably the first one was the biggest. We wanted to bring the transparency back to City Hall. And when I say we, whenever you serve, it's not yourself, it's yourself and the entire board, which of course is the mayor and the board. So whichever board I served with, it was credit to all of us.
Yeah.
And so the transparency was important. Our citizens spoke at the very end of meetings. Now they're at the beginning. We did not have an online presence where they could get our city codes or get our minutes. We live streamed the meetings. All these things, a group I was a part of brought to City Hall. There's a lot more transparency items, but I know you have a lot of questions.
No. I mean, no,
You
I
want
think
more
that's
of those?
interesting.
I could give you more.
No, I think it's interesting because I think people want to be involved. They want to be able to go and give their opinions. There's been a lot going on in town, especially downtown, just with all of the construction.
Oh, yes.
And were you involved when that was all being planned? Or
I actually started the project.
You started it?
That is something that I was very passionate about in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. And it's looking great because right here on Commercial Street, they just finished like this little section. Well, they just opened it
They did.
again. And so when you were planning it, I mean, what was the motivation behind it? You just wanted to redo the historic downtown area and start attracting some of the tourists back down here, or?
Well, part of the motivation was, of course, multifaceted. One of the main things was we had the oldest infrastructure in the entire community. So you think about it, it was 110 years old when they did the Branson Landing and the Convention Center. When they pulled some of the sewer casing out that was wooden, it was dated in the 1800s.
Oh,
And
wow.
we have that kind of infrastructure downtown, and so we wanted to be proactive, not wait until there's huge breaks underneath the ground disrupting businesses in a way that just would be tragic to them, but have a plan.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to redo all the infrastructure, you get the opportunity and privilege of redoing above and making it beautiful.
Yeah, so you're proactive at it and not
Yes,
reactive. I say
yes.
so many people are reactive; they just wait for something to go wrong, but it looks great. So, were you part of the planning when the Branson Landing opened?
I was not.
Oh, okay. Just curious.
No, I was living here, of course, at the time, but I didn't get to be a part of that board.
Yeah, because I think the first year I moved here, which would have been about 12 or 13 years ago, it was just opening up, and it was I thought it was normal, and then everyone was telling me, no, this is all new, and it used to be campgrounds or something. But your background is, have you lived in Branson your entire life? Or?
No, I've been here 35 years. I have raised my son and my grandson, and my parents ended up moving here. I had a sister living here before I did, and so I have a lot of family here.
So why did they want to move here?
Well, it's beautiful,
Well,
and the
yes.
people.
Yeah.
We love the values. The values would be the number one thing that drew me here.
And your husband's a performer?
He is.
in town?
Yes.
Yes. I know everybody knows your husband. Whenever I bring it up, they're like, "Oh, Bogey, we know
thank
Bogey."
you.
So what made you, after taking a little break, serving 8 years, you took a little break, like what made you want to run again this April, or run for election again this April?
Well, of course, I told people all year, oh no, oh no.
Yeah.
But it's not that I didn't care. It's a lot of time if you're passionate about it. And through the year, I felt quite honored. The citizens kept saying, Cris, we need you. That resonated with me because people don't know what I did, but as I go and visit with the different constituents, they remind me, whether it was being there after the tornado, just because I wanted to be. I mean, from little teeny things that meant the world to them, to the great big economic development items. I've been there every day helping with them, and most people don't know that. But
Cris
they didn't
cares.
need to know that.
I see it on
really
your,
do, actually.
I see it on your posters.
I do very much.
No, I can tell that you do. So what are some of the developments or changes you'd like to happen if you get reelected again? Do you have any plans of things you'd like to see through for the downtown area?
For the downtown?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things, but for the downtown specifically, absolutely. I would love to see this project that was begun followed through. There's a master plan for that. There'd been a lot of...
There's an ending to it, right? Because it seems to go
There
on.
is an ending to it. But it was supposed to be in phases. Now, phase one was the problem one because there was a bad contractor. And that was a very difficult thing, but we kept the downtown stakeholders
And what
involved in
happened with
the
that?
entire
Because
time.
they did the downtown area, right? They did the roads and stuff, but now they had to redo it. Or is it just...
Oh, no, they haven't redone anything. The one intersection, they have to come back and do tie-ins.
Oh, I
and
see.
tie-ins to where the sewer and the water links.
Oh, okay.
And so as they do each phase will have a little bit where you backtrack some to have a tie-in.
Oh, okay.
And what they
Okay.
want to do is also at each phase, they don't want to just stop at the intersection. They want to, I forget the proper term for it, but they want to bring it in where it blends and works into the new areas. And so it doesn't have a start, beginning, and ending.
Oh, okay. All right. So, big plans that we were talking about that you
Yes.
had.
So back to your original question, what I'd like to see is it followed through on, because we do have one of the very important parts of it would be the link market. When we had the charrettes and all the public input, not just from downtown, but from the entire community, everybody was invited, many showed. And so the input was one of the most important things historic downtown needed, was to link to our Branson Landing. And that way we can share business more, have
Right.
that friendly connection, and that's critical. That was actually to be a part of phase 3. And I noticed this year I wasn't an alderman. Somehow that got changed to be moved to phase 4, which that's fine. However, that's a really important one, so I want to make sure that we have lots of input and people have a say in that.
Right. And I think the Branson Landing has been good for for this area down here, the historic area, because it seems to attract a lot of the tourists.
Oh, they
Down
bring
here.
a huge amount of people downtown. It's a win-win.
Yeah, so but it was some business owners were skeptical at first, but I think everybody has found their niche down here. Don't you agree? I mean,
Sure,
because
sure.
we have all of our old shops that have been here forever. I don't know how long Dick's has been in business here, but
I
they're
think
thriving.
56 or 7
That's
years.
crazy.
A long time.
That is a very
Incredible.
long time to
Yes.
own. I don't think I could commit to anything that long. So, that is a very long time. But it seems to be busy. I know when I come down, I can't find parking places or anything. So where exactly, your district covers the downtown historic area, right?
It sure does.
Mm-hmm. And how is it broken up? Like where?
Well,
What
I
do you-
brought a map for you if at some point you want a picture of it.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's an unusual shape because what happens is with the wards, every 10 years, they can have a redistribution, and it's broken up not just by population but by registered voters. And Ward 2 only has one way to grow, and it's growing north. And so from the historic downtown, which starts at our First Baptist Church and Our Lady of the Lake, it circles down into the downtown, as you can see, and then it goes pretty much straight north, and it pulls in the Branson Hills development out that way, and their housing, Bird Road, which goes, fairly way out to Highway 248, and lots of new apartments there. And then you've got the Highway 248,
Right.
which you've got the Turtle Creek and the Country Ridge apartments out there. So there's a lot of apartments, a lot of new citizens that have been brought into our community, and so they need some representation.
And what exactly, I'm confused about exactly what does an alderman do? Because where I'm from, we don't have it. We call it city council. We have council members.
Yes.
So what kind of power does an alderman have? Like, well, how would you sum up the job? What do you do?
Well, it's the same as the city council. The only difference in title is that we're a fourth-class city, which is based on population. Therefore, we're called Board of Aldermen, just so you know the difference there. An alderman partially is a policymaker, which the entire board and mayor are policymakers. You know, that is a lot of power, so you need to take that real serious.
Right.
If you're going to make a decision to change the zoning, for example, that one's coming up right now. Every single inch of our city is being rezoned. So I urge citizens to really look at that. They've got the maps and all that in the meetings. I went to their last meeting to be up to date myself, because if I'm blessed to be elected, I want to know what's going on to help.
Right.
But there are big policy decisions that affect people's lives, their businesses, our economic well-being for our future. So that's critical. Another huge one that's really important to you, you know, as taxpayers, is that the financial end of it. We make the financial decisions. We approve or disapprove what's in that budget, what capital improvement items are selected. All these large items, I would have a vote on.
Yeah.
And so it's important that someone does not vote for any agenda other than the citizens, because
Right.
you deserve a voice. Whether you're the, you know, an elderly person in their home that's, you know, people don't necessarily see, although I do.
Yeah.
Or if you're the largest developer in town, you deserve to have a voice and a seat at this table.
Right. And to be economically responsible, especially during these
my
times
gosh,
right
yes.
now. So, great. Well, all right. So the election is April 4th,
Yeah.
right? And you're really excited. I was at your rally last night down at
It
the
was
Branson
fun.
Center. Yeah, you had all
loved
these
it.
people singing, and
Yes.
and I saw Lucas up there dancing. He was,
Oh, was he?
Oh yeah. It
Oh
was,
my gosh, I missed that.
Yeah, I think it's lucky that you missed that actually.
Oh, good. Okay.
So-
Appreciate that.
But it was a lot of fun. But you had a lot of support there. People came from all over to support you and stuff.
Thank
And so I wish you luck
Thank
in
you.
the campaign there. And so go out and vote on April 4th, right? Don't wait till the next day. It doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't.
No, so don't put it off and stuff. So check it out, because as I keep telling, we've interviewed a lot of people that are running for offices. If you don't vote, then don't go online and be complaining about everything. All right. So,
Correct.
So get involved. The City Hall, they have their transparency that you keep emphasizing. So you can go in, you can get the information, you can look at the zoning information and all of that we were talking about there. So be involved. Don't just complain online. So many people do that. Are you big online? Do you?
No, I've never been one. I mean, I did set up a Facebook page for the campaign,
It's
which
mostly
is
cats.
really new for
Like
me.
you have a
but
lot of pictures of cats on.
Well, not really, but I love cats. But on my personal Facebook page, no, I don't do that. That's
Yeah.
for personal.
Yeah, right.
And the city has an official Facebook page that's managed by them, and I think that's kind of a place for those forums.
Yeah.
I do think we need to make sure that, you know, it's a voice of all of the people when
Yeah.
there is going to be something set up online. But all the aldermen, at least when I served, and I believe they probably do now, they have their cell phones available. Everyone has, you know, the
We're
ability
going to put her
call.
personal cell phone number.
Sure,
at the-
absolutely. It's on everything I give
Oh,
out.
really?
I have
Okay.
been available 24/7 to the constituents, and
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
But do you find online, when I've talked to some other people, they get tagged when there's issues around town that really people don't understand what an alderman does, or what, like they'll just tag you in different issues. And I see you commenting all the time where you'll look into things and where,
I don't think so.
no, you don't get tagged in a lot of
No, I
stuff, the issues
don't.
that
I
people
don't-
have.
I'd be surprised to see. I responded on one that had asked me something real specific, and I said I'm available by my cell phone, in person, you know, all these ways, my email. but I don't want to have a debate online. I
No,
don't feel that's
I don't
a
want you to
proper
have a
for-
debate,
But
but
that
I'm
was
saying
the
that
only
you're out
comment
there.
I made.
Yeah, that you're out
Yeah.
there so that people can get in touch with you if they have.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're very
on my
hands-on.
Cris Bohinc's Facebook page, but I don't do the
You're not-
communication
yeah,
online.
Yeah.
I'd rather talk to someone in person or in a forum or
Mm-hmm.
any other way where it can be open to the public like that, not where
Yeah.
people can make comments that may or may not be true.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yes.
my issue with online and stuff. So,
Yeah.
well, great. Well, be sure to vote April 4th and for the Alderman District Number 2, and check
that's-
out the map.
Yes, I'm sorry for interrupting.
Nope.
That's at the Presbyterian Church downtown. A lot of people really don't know which ward they're in.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you vote at the Presbyterian Church, which is on Main Street, just going a little bit east of the Wendy's,
Mm-hmm.
if you vote there, then you're in Ward 2.
Oh, there you go. So be sure to check it out. Thanks for watching it at All Things Branson. Thanks for talking
Thank you
with us.
so
Very
much,
nice to talk
Christopher.
with you.
You too.
And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.